Hey guys, Roxxy Sims here, and I have another speed build for you today. Today I am building a completely 100% base game only cozy cottage. Lots of simmers have been also building base game only builds because recently the Sims 4 base game was free for an entire week. So I'm sure there are lots of new simmers out there and they may only have the base game. So, all of us simmers who've been around for a while, hey, let's build all these base game builds. So of course I am, jumping on that bandwagon as well. And I have been meaning to make a base game build for a long time, and I've just been avoiding it. If I'm gonna be honest, I thought that it was gonna be really hard, because I'm used to using so many packs whenever I build, and I thought, oh my, this is gonna be really hard. I haven't built base game since I only own the base game. So as soon as the first, what even was the first pack that came out? I do not remember. That was too long ago. But whenever that first pack came out, I bought it immediately. And then I haven't built base game only since that point. So it has been a while, and I thought it was going to be really, really hard. But what I have discovered is that it's actually kind of easier in a way. A lot of the choice is kind of taken out of the equation. So I don't have to sit and scroll forever and try to find out the thing that I want to put in on that wall, because there's so few items to choose from that it really does kind of make it easier. So yeah, it wasn't harder. I don't know why I was avoiding it for so long. I really shouldn't have been. But yeah, so it's a lot easier to choose items that you want to use in it. And, really, this is one of, normally, whenever I do a build, I plan out kind of everything. And I'm a big planner. Like, it doesn't matter what I do in my life, I am a big planner. Like, for example, if I am going on a vacation. Like a few years ago, I went to the Pacific Northwest and went to Washington and Oregon. I literally had hour by hour planned out all the things that I was going to do during the whole 8-day vacation. And that's just how I am. Because I'd never been there before, and so I'm like, I gotta plan out every single thing. I'm a little more relaxed if I'm going to Florida. My brother lives in Florida, so I'm really just going there to hang out with him and his family. So I'm relaxed when it comes to that. But normally I am super planner on everything, and I go about my builds in pretty much that exact same way. I kind of plan out kind of the layout and the general idea, what kind of furniture style I'm going to go for, all of that stuff. I already got what I want in my head. And this one I figured, since it is base game only, I think I'll just kind of wing it a little bit. And that's all I did. It was one of my first builds to really I'm just gonna go into this with no plan whatsoever. My plan was a cottage, and that was kind of it. So it was kind of fun and freeing to just do it. And I really liked it. And I really like how it turned out. And I realized that maybe I don't need to plan quite as much, that it will be just fine if I just, let the items lead me in the direction that I need to go. And when I did start building this, I did decide to go for a more blue color scheme because I've been paying attention to some of my builds, and I realize I don't use blue very much. I don't use blue very much in my, decorating my own home, and I think that's, spilling over into The Sims, which is, a detriment to myself, really, because there are so many blue items in The Sims that if I did not use blue, I would be missing out on lots of things. So, purposely, I need to use blue at this point, because I normally always use green on everything, which I always will. I love green so much, but no, I'm gonna use blue this time. So kind of a blue, maybe a goldish, yellowish kind of accent color. But, I didn't want anything to be too matchy-matchy. I wanted it to look like the person who lives here has kind of maybe inherited like furniture items from their family members. Maybe it's, been passed down. Oh, by the way, do you see what's happening with this wall right here in the like dining area? For some reason, that wall just kept turning black and it got like really dark in there, and I don't know what was happening. It eventually like fixed itself. I'm like, I don't think I need to worry too much. I think it'll work itself out, and it did, thank goodness. But anyways, back to the design style of this house. I wanted it to look like maybe they had, acquired these items throughout their life and maybe got some of the things from antique stores, some of the things handed down to them, kind of more of a hodgepodge than rather like going to a brand new furniture store and getting like a set of matching furniture. I did not want that at all. And I think that makes it more of a cozy cottage feeling whenever it's, more mismatched furniture. So like I said, I didn't want it to be too matchy-matchy. But, the same general blue color scheme throughout. And after building this, it really did make me want to build more base game only builds. And so I'm kind of trying to figure that out. Because, you can't... There are limited amounts of decor items, of course, in the base game. And so you can't build kind of anything. There's certain styles that the base game furniture has. There's very traditional and like very modern. And then that's kind of it. And so I think the next one that I build might be more of like a mid-century modern kind of one. Possibly. Haven't decided, but I think something like that. Oh, and I did want to mention that things are a little tight. Like I said, I wanted it to be a cozy little cottage. So things are a little tight, but I did play test it. And, if you want to download this, as long as you don't move any, like the table and chairs in the dining room, you can still use it. I made sure that they were placed in such a way that the Sims could reach every one of the chairs in that dining room table. I tested everything that I could think to test, and everything worked, so hopefully you have no problems with that. I think I got it all figured out. I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is kind of like raspy today. I think it's because I have not slept well for probably a week. So it's been just multiple days of not getting enough sleep. And so now my voice just can't take it. Like, I haven't even been talking that much, and my voice is already like, it's shot. Yeah. See, it's kind of my own fault. The reason that I'm not sleeping very well. So, just a little history about me. I have anxiety about people breaking into my house. Whenever, like, my house had been broken into whenever I was, how old was I? I was a teenager, and like early teens, 14, 15 maybe. And I think ever since then, I've just been like, that's terrifying. And thankfully, my house was broken into whenever I was, 14, 15. My house was broken into when I was not home. And, which of course you obviously hope for. If someone's going to break in your home, like, hopefully it's not when you're there. Way too scary. And so I think from that point, I've had this anxiety about people breaking into my house. I'm just so terrified of it. And so I already have had that anxiety. And then lately I've just really gotten into the podcast My Favorite Murder. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's basically like talking about true crime. So listening to that probably is not the best idea for me, So I've been listening to it kind of like daily. I love it so much. They are the two ladies who do the podcast. They're Georgia Hardstark and Karen Kilgariff. They're awesome. So funny. I love them. And so it's really hard for me to not listen to it because I am so entertained by it. But then at the same time, I know that I'm making my anxiety about crime happening to me worse. So why do I do this to myself? No idea. It's like, honestly, I can't help it. I really can't stop myself from listening to it. And I really like true crime TV shows too. And like documentaries about true crime. You know, Netflix has a ton of documentaries about true crime. And I can't stop myself. Why? Why am I doing it? Yeah. I think it honestly, I feel better in the moment. Like whenever I watch those things because I'm like, oh, I'm like theorizing like how to protect myself, you know? But then it gets to like be midnight and it's dark and I hear noises in my house and I'm like, oh no, you know, and I start just like kind of freaking out. So literally I've just been up listening to the noises in my house, which, you know, noises happen. Houses make noises. I don't need to freak out about it, but, you know, your mind runs wild at night. At least mine does, about that kind of a thing. And so, yes, I've just not gotten nearly enough sleep. In the past few days, I've been just up worrying. Do you have the same thing? Do you go through that yourself? I mean, I can't be the only one, for sure. So, how do you stop yourself from doing it? Oh, I need to know. Tell me all your secrets. So, you know what I did? Not last night, but the night before last night. Instead of sleeping, I actually was online looking up, like, home security devices. Oh, I have a problem. Like, okay, so I was thinking initially, because I have a basement, and it's a walkout basement, so there's, like, windows and doors down in the basement. And I'm like worried that someone, like I wouldn't hear if someone broke in down there. And so I have been like, you know, padlocks maybe, or they have these things that you like. So you know how you can, like stick a chair under like a door handle and it would stop the door from opening? Well, they have something like that, but it's like a stick and it has like a rubber foot on it, and you stick it under the doorknob so that even if someone could break the lock, they couldn't like, you know, push the door open itself. And I'm like, that's what I was looking up the other night. Instead of sleeping, that's what I was doing. So that has been my week. I probably have bags under my eyes. Oh, my life is falling apart. No, that's just how dramatic it feels when you don't get enough sleep, you know? Like, if you don't get enough sleep, it feels like it's the end of the world. It really does. It's like, and it's really detrimental to your brain. Like, have you looked up the, like, short-term effects of not getting enough sleep for, like, 2 or 3 nights? It's crazy. It's crazy what just, like, 2 or 3 nights will do to your brain. So, yeah, it's easy to get very dramatic about it when you haven't got enough sleep, you know? That's my first instinct for sure. Drama, you know? Guys, that's getting so deep. Why are you making me tell you so much about myself? Jeez. Oh my gosh. I just, you know, spilling out of me. I'm too tired to stop myself from talking about it, I guess. That's probably it. Oh, hey, just back to the build. Back to what I'm actually here for. I did accidentally put a non-base game item in the like spare office bedroom. I put in, maybe city living, so like a painting, like it's like a little grouping of paintings. But don't worry, I realized what I did and I removed it before I actually like uploaded and everything. And I think even in the screenshots, even it's removed by that point. So, whew, I mean, I almost let it slip through there, because like I don't know, I think I forgot what I was doing for a moment and put the non-base game item up, but I'm glad I caught it. Oh, guys, I did want to talk about EA Play. So that is coming up very soon, and today is June 5th, and that is happening June 8th. So we have 3 days until EA Play, which is super exciting because they are going to be live streaming about The Sims, and of course, I mean, they gotta be releasing some new content for sure. Like, it would be crazy for them to not introduce some new content. They have to be. And so yeah, we basically are going to be getting, from the time that I'm recording this video, in 3 days, we will be getting like revealed new content. And so it'll be like, if you're watching this video the day it comes out, the live stream will be tomorrow. So yeah, that is super exciting stuff. I don't know what thing I'm hoping for most. So if you have been kind of involved in the Sims community and like know about the leak, there's potentially like a Tropical Paradise expansion pack leak, which is seeming more and more real as time goes on. I'm kind of convinced that it's probably the expansion pack we'll be getting next. But if I'm just going just solely off of my own wants and opinions, I don't know which one I would want more. You know, honestly, I'm not picky. I really don't care which one we get next. I just want something, you know? So if it happens to be an island paradise, awesome. If it happens to be a farming pack, awesome. If it happens to be university, great. Like, I don't even care at this point. I'm just ready for something new. And I'm very, very excited to hear what it will be in 3 days. Like, let's get hyped up. Yay! Super excited. Oh, and I guess the rumor is that not only will it be Island Paradise being the next expansion, but that it's coming out June 21st. So, that's what I've heard. Who knows if it's true. I think, like, it's been released on some, like, retailer's website that it will be the release date. So, we'll see. I can't wait to know. Like, when I'm looking forward to finding out new things about The Sims, the days seem to last forever. So these 3 days will definitely take a long time to go by. So I'll be trying to keep myself busy until then because I am ready. I did want to ask you guys your opinions on something. I will be making more base game builds, and I was wanting to know what you would prefer. So I'm wondering, like, do you guys prefer the next one to be a big family home, like a suburban family home, or more of a mid-century modern kind of build? Or, I mean, it could even be something like a community lot, you know? Because I haven't made barely any base game only community lots. So that would definitely be a challenge. It'd have to be like a bar or a library or a gym, right? Aren't those the only base game lots that we have the items for? I'm not sure. But, you know, what would you like me to build as my next base game only build? And also I was thinking, you know, I had to do some base game plus an expansion pack kind of builds, you know, so that it has a little extra stuff, but it's only like using one extra pack. So I'm definitely wanting to do more of those things because I get those as request a lot because I know I use a lot of stuff. So I want to be better. I want to do better at, you know, using less items for sure. I wanted your opinion on one other thing as well. So recently in some of my builds, I have been kind of building them around a specific kind of sim. So, like, I made a house recently, like a food blogger's house. So this is a house specifically for the food blogger. It's set up for what a food blogger would need. And, like, I'm also currently working on a music producer's luxury apartment. You know, things like that. So I was wondering if you guys like that. Do you want me to, like, build specifically for a certain type of sim, or do you want me to leave it more up to interpretation so that you can do whatever you want with it? Yeah. So I was wondering what you prefer. If you have a preference, I would like to know. Well, this is the part of the video where I tell you we are pretty much done with this build. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope to talk to you all again very soon. Bye, everybody.